Can you imagine if a president were actually running on the words, all life must live? This is the new mindset to solve all problems with humanity. And this president reaches out to all other countries and says, hey, things are dying, something is wrong. If we change the rules to all things live, then that means you must live and I must live, and all your people must live and all of my people must live. And I'm willing to admit we are wrong about something, but we need a peace table. And I'm willing to be wrong in order to be able to have that loving, peaceful experience that I want within my country, even if that means to sit at a peace table and figure out what I need to do for you to ensure that you can have that loving, peaceful experience in your country as well. What if a president actually started running for, I'm going to run for this new way of living that says all things must live. And if everything is dying, then I must admit I'm wrong about something and willing to be right about something. And willing to be right about everything so everybody in the world gets to live a life forever. What would it take to make sure everybody was living happy and loving? That Imagine song by John Lennon. What would it take? I think you have to be happy. I think you have to be excited. What is the list? If I was president, that's what I would say is it's there. I just have to have the will, and that is the goodwill I wish to all of my enemies, that I don't know where I've been wrong. You need to help me see it. But whatever their version of peace is, it must be peace for everybody. So how can you go wrong? If you bring out an invitation that says, okay, I know I'm wrong about something, but if I want a loving, peaceful experience in my country, and I wish you well in the same experience, no matter what that looks like in your country, what would it take? If the golden rule for all countries is nobody dies, we know we've got it right. We know we've solved every problem. We know our peace table is working when not one person dies. And you know what? Is that even possible? Not even necessarily to have a president. It's like if you were the president of yourself, and mathematically, if every single person was the president of themselves and just changed that one belief, what would you change in your life experience that says, okay, I know that if life was meant to live forever, this is one thing I would change. This is one thing that I would demand in my universe in order for it to feel like heaven. And I'm willing to be open that if I'm doing something that is causing somebody hell, then I have to be open to examine why would I want to hold that belief so much at the cost of causing harm and death to somebody else. So it's like, wouldn't that be cool if a president actually stood up for that? That would mean that they're not just interested in solving this one tunnel vision problem, but they're interested in solving all problems. Now that would be a problem solver that could show up. Somebody that can actually say those words, mean it, because they know damn well they can do it. Nobody's saying those words because they don't know how to do it yet. But there's some people on this planet that you put them all together at a table and just know what the potential is, and they could get the job done. But it could be done from the bottom if enough people just changed that rule and said, hey, yeah, it's just a perspective. That's all. It's just a perspective. It's a guideline of what could be right. Well, nothing would die if you're doing everything right. And it's all, everything is behavior, everything is a belief, everything is psychosomatic, and everything can be changed. You just have to change your mind with a different perspective. And this is completely different. And you can't go wrong. What harm? What one piece of harm would ever come to anyone if we wiped out that one belief that all things must die? You get to heaven through death. If we got rid of that perspective completely and just said, no, no things must die, What would be harm in that? Peace out.